Testing, 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 testing. I love me a workstation. The only thing better than a big fucking workstation. Here comes a big fucking free workstation. Look at that. Super micro. Yeah, so I got this thing. It was getting thrown away at school, and you know, I say if they don't want fucking sweet ass workstation, then I'll take it. It's got some kind of Intel Xeon. I have not checked yet what it is. It's a this thing is from 2018, whatever that insinuates. It's got 32 gigabytes of RAM in it. And I happen to need a Linux workstation. The plan is I'm gonna dual boot this with Windows 10 IoT LTSC, because normal Windows 10 is going out the window very soon. And I'm not using Windows 11. I don't want to elaborate on the reasons right now, but that's not happening, not now nor ever. And I don't want to risk all the data on my actually nice main PC. So this is gonna hold me over till at some point I plan on swapping all the nice Ryzen components from my main PC into this, because I'm sick of not having actual drive bays in my real desktop, and then that'll take over as my main real desktop workstation computer, whatever. But I have a few upgrades in mind for this. It's pretty nice already. I was told I'd be getting the hard drives, but evidently I did not. But check this out. Look it out. Look at that. Look at how it spins out. But luckily, I did get the sleds. People who do not keep sleds, hard drive sleds with cases, fucking deserve to rot in hell for all eternity. But I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. I think this is like LGA 1151. What is it? It's a Super Micro X11 SAE motherboard. Whatever that implies. Maybe you'll see some specs pop up on screen. And then what else? Got a really nice HBA down here, or RAID card. I'm not sure if there's a difference or what that is, but what is it? Came with this little cable, 4 SATA plugs to, I want to say this is SFF 8647. Not entirely sure. It's a mini SAS connector. That's the point. For the first of the upgrades that I plan on doing with this, I some time ago got a few Sunfire servers, not Spark or anything interesting like that. Unfortunately, they're just standard LGA 771 Intel servers, which getting them was probably a mistake on my part, honestly, since they're absurdly loud being 1U, and I don't know what on earth I would do with them. I just got a bug in my bonnet about getting some kind of Sun hardware. Looking back, I should have held out for something like one of the Spark-based ones. But I did get a box of these Dell SAS hard drives, but, you know, where do you put them? So I got this. It's a little hard drive cage for these SAS drives. Gonna have them. I have 300 gigabyte drives in here. No, 4 300 gigabyte drives. Did I say 3? I have 4 300 gigabyte Dell 10,000 RPM SAS drives in here, which I like. I like just big enterprise stuff. I like pretending that my computer does something important. I'll be running these in RAID 5. So that gives me a total of 900 gigabytes with, I don't know what the terminology is for this, but one can fail and my data will survive. Yeah. Real smart of me, honestly, because between this and the mini SAS cable I needed to get to make it work, I spent, what is it, about $100 to make 900 gigabytes worth of free hard drive work. Oh well. I don't know, I think it's neat. That's half the joy of building computers, really. If you don't think it's neat, why do it? So I guess we ought to get on with it then. I am a little bit sad to see this go, because that's a neat drive bay cover. I like how it matches all of the rest of this. It's actually a really, really nice case, as long as you aren't too concerned about, ooh, RGB temper glass. Because you got 2 drive bays. One of them's already populated with an M-Disc DVD drive, which I plan on keeping and using extensively. I actually make very frequent use of CDs and DVDs, and I'm sick of always having some shitty little optical drive USB hanging out on the top of any given PC. Let's see. Like, I basically get all of my music on CDs, so yeah, having a built-in optical drive is a high priority for me. Those are just the CDs that I got yesterday at a thrift store there, but yeah. I also have a nice floppy drive bay, 3 1/4 inch bay here, because I also use floppy drives on a regular enough basis that needing a USB one is annoying. Is this another? No, that's just part of the shield here. There's a little seam you can see right here along, so this is a separate piece from all of this. I wonder if you could potentially get more USB ports or something. Not entirely sure what you would have there, because on the other side it's just hard drive cage. Oh, but ironically, what is it? floppy drives, they're pretty inherently connected with what is it, the ISA bus. So there's no such thing as a PCI or PCI Express floppy controller. I know there are ways to access some internal ISA bus on modern systems, like I know, what is it, the TPM header is basically just exposed ISA, and then you can run some sort of bridge off that, and people have run sound cards off those. There's, what is it, the Disappointment? I'll throw a link up to that. But those are mostly used for sound cards for DOS gaming. I'm not sure how they would work with floppy drives. And, you know, short of cutting up the system, where would I put it, you know? So, ironically, in my attempts to escape the terrors of the USB floppy drive, I'm actually going to be running the floppy drive off USB internally. Because, what is it? USB floppy controllers are still readily available, and you can just get them, plug them in. Somewhat unfortunately, that does mean I won't be able to use this sweet ass, like, translucent blue braided floppy cable. But, yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay. I keep saying, let's figure this shit out, but I never do. See, this DVD drive, that's really easy to pull out. There's just one little tab here. It goes in and out as you please. But, oh, shit. Are there rails? Oh, there might be rails that we need. Oh, but look! Super Micro, amazing job. You don't need rails, there's screws. They've given you screws if you don't have the rails. This is why I love, like, enterprise class workstation stuff. Brilliant. Alright. So there are these little clips here down at the bottom in other places too. I wonder if those maybe. Oh, and here's another nice thing. You know the infamously tight USB 3 internal headers? Look at that. That comes out nicely. It's not like it's worn or anything. It's not like it's super loose. It's just a reasonable tightness. Plug it in, unplug it, do what you like. Leatherman time. Let's see if we can't maybe overcomplicating things here. I bet I am. Looks like there might just be these little tabs here. I don't know how you describe those, but oh, I think it might just come out like, ow, my fingernail. Is that affecting the front? Now here's some luck that I came across for, I don't know, maybe just about, not a year, but it's been a hell of a long time. I lost my iFixit driver and number 2 bit, but I finally found it. I was just poking around through some stuff, looking for parts for some projects. I just happened to come across it. Actually, would you like to see what project I was looking for parts for? Here, once I get this off, I'll show you. Oh yeah, on this side of the case, it's all toolless. Well, here, I'll show you that real quick. The other project. Check this out. It's a Skytex SX-E700. So it's a lot like those little Sylvania laptops. Only this one's real neat, because rather than, I think this is an earlier model. And rather than being based on an ARM chip, some sort of Intel, like a clone of whatever Intel's smartphone chip was at the time, this one has a MIPS processor, like what all the workstations. It's the same as all the SGI workstations. This one would have actually originally come with some kind of Linux, but a custom version 3MX or MX3 Linux, here it comes, was installed by the previous owner at some point. It's the most delightfully Linuxy thing ever. Let's see, 3MX Ultra Linux. But yeah, so what I was looking for was actually the power cord, because it had some really bizarrely sized one. But I couldn't find it, so I just stuck my own on there. It was also breaking because this is as cheap as it gets and the plastic was falling apart. But here, I might as well show you. Let's see, what do we want? Yeah, Doom. This thing can play Doom. But I've been slowly trying to get a few programs on it, you know, maybe a browser supporting HTTPS, or, what else? That would be the end goal, really. I think curl might support HTTPS, though I sort of doubt it. But anything better than the frickin' Firefox 2 Bon Echo that's on here. Yeah, it can play Doom. Doesn't do great. It's okay, not great. This is actually the first time I've played it in this sort of a gamepad style here. I think this might actually be better than, you know, using it like a keyboard. The keyboard isn't awful. It's not the worst that I've felt. Shockingly, it has decent travel. You know, this is the worst. That's just awful, and it's missing keys, and not like they fell off, but like it never had them in the first place. I don't know that there's any way to get F11, F12, and an actual print screen on there, but here, I'll get to actually killing someone for you. Why is everything already dead? There's just... I've not properly played Doom. How do I open this space? Hey, there you go. Alright, that's doom for you. Yeah, maybe we'll do something extra on this. Where the fuck did that come from? There you go. Alright. So what were we doing? We were trying to get that fucking front panel off. Oh, look at that. There goes the PCI bracket. God damn, stop opening, would ya? I looked up the manual, but still couldn't figure out how to properly open this thing. So yeah, I just took the DVD drive out, and... Hey, is that toolless too? Yeah, it is. Huh. In that case, am I missing a rail? Did I lose that? Well, either way, I took the DVD drive out and then just took my finger in there and pulled this out. Later on down the road, when I actually find my floppy drive, I'll have to pull the fascia completely off, but this works well enough for now. Well enough that I can get my SAS cage in. Are both rails necessary? Is there such a thing as both rails? Because I only see one right now. So let's see. Yeah, I think there's only one rail to begin with. That is good design. I like that. Here's the little baggie of screws that came with the cage. We'll see. Do any of these fit? It's also got locks. Each drive has a lock on it, and it's this really weird, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like a triangle. Will this work? Is this the right screw? It is. Beautiful. I think just 2 is all we need on this side. Don't think we need to do maybe that would be nice to screw it in over there too. If I can get the damn back panel off. It's supposed to just slide out like the other, but probably just stiff due to lack of use. Just want to make sure it lines up flush here. You can actually put DVD drive in while we're at it. That looks pretty good. I'll screw it in there. Yeah, I definitely want to... Here, I'll turn it for you. I definitely want to screw in the other side. That's wobbling around. Most of the wobble you're seeing probably is from the my shitty camera mount, but there is a lot of play in that other side. Yeah, look at that. But look at that. That is a computer that gets shit done.
I'm Peter Jennings in New York. Just a short while ago, astonishing news from East Germany, where the East German authorities have said, in essence, that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore. The wall that the East Germans put up in 1961 to keep its people in will now be breached by anybody who wants to leave. The East German media chief in the Communist Party said a short while ago that anyone who wants to leave East Germany and go anywhere in the world is free to do so.
I did it. Okay, there are no drive mounts on this side. That's disappointing. All kinds of shit back here. Where'd I put my canned air? Where the fuck did my canned air go? There it is. Nice. Look at all these frickin' holes here for standoffs and such. I mean, I know server and enterprise grade motherboard standoff specifications are a mess, but holy shit. While we're here, now that's just gonna be easier from the other side. I don't know, I'm conflicted. It's like, I really would like to mount that somehow, but doesn't seem to be any good way of going about it. And I'm curious. It says you can remove the front fascia by lifting upwards from the bottom. Is there like some sort of handle? I don't want to force that right now. Yeah. I'm not going to force it. I'll deal with the floppy drive when I get there. Alright, I'm back again now. I've come back with a few parts. Let's see. A dirty fan. Because this system currently only has 2 major fans if you count the, what is it, the PSU. Which is a very old school way of doing things, I suppose. Taking off a Phillips with a flathead, I'm stupid. Don't tell me this needs screws. Don't tell me the fan is the one thing in the case that actually needs screws. look at this nifty fan bracket. How about that? Yeah, it is the one thing in the case that needs screws. Sure, I have screws around, but I don't feel like dealing with that right now. I knew I had screws somewhere. Let's see. How do we want this? So the little cable management ports back there, so I guess mounting it something like this. It's not a PWM fan, but which is slightly disappointing, but whatever. It's fine. I did also have some blue Rosewell fans, which I was considering maybe trying to mount up front here. Blue LED fans, to be specific, so that the blue might actually shine through, but they are... Well, I don't usually take much mind to, don't usually mind loud fans, or just loud computers in general. Because my thought process has always been, yeah, they're computers, they're machines, they get hot, they make noise, it's fine. If they don't, then something's probably wrong. But those fans, they weren't just loud, like I sort of expect that one to be. They were actually, they were like rattly, because they have such cheap plastic in them. Damn. Alright. So the holes in this fan mount are too small. I imagine they're expecting, you know, some sort of rubber mount like what this one back here has, but I don't have anything like that, so I think tomorrow morning then I'll just drill out the holes in this so it can actually accept the screws. Just put that back in for now then. Alright, well I have one last thing we can install before we get everything wired up. Two things actually, since I still have this RAM stick pulled out, but some 4TB Seagate Iron Wolf 4TB hard drive. Let's see. I do not know if this is one of the particularly nice ones. I know people have opinions on that sort of thing. But it was on sale, so that's my justification. Is there some way they expect me to open this? Look, it's the strangest thing. Like, the seam is along the side rather than being at the top or anything. Yeah. Yeah, so look, you gotta open it a long ways. That is bizarre. There we go. Free. Now, oh boy, I get to use the rotating hard drive cage. Oh boy. Look at this. Completely toolless. in. Easy as that. Oh, and there's more stuff to install. Okay. Let's see, I've got this A-Data drive, which is where I'm going to be installing Windows 10 IoTS. Windows 10 IoT LTSC. What a fucking mouthful. The shit you make me do, Microsoft. Or really school. I'd be using only Linux, but, you know, there's certain things where you just... Unfortunately, it's nice to have Windows every now and again. And then this 2 terabyte Team Group NVMe SSD is where I'm going to be installing Linux Mint Debian Edition. I don't think this motherboard actually supports NVMe, it's just regular PCI Express, but, you know, whatever. Do I have scissors around? I do. This seems to, I guess they have a cut line across the top here, but that seems easier to me, honestly. Now if I, oh, it's not even really a case, it just pops out the back there. I guess I should pull it in frame, huh? But, let's see. This has this little plastic clip for the M.2 drive, which isn't my favorite thing, but does mean there's no screw to be lost. There we go. It's very easy, if not the most secure system, I guess. Then what? I'm having a little bit of choice paralysis here. Let's hook up the DVD drive, eh? There's our SATA power and data. And then, let's see. The SAS drive also needs SATA power. And which way is it oriented? It's upside down. Oh man, that is a mess. Wait, no, that's right side up. Never mind. I'm being stupid. Actually, I think it would be easier to plug in the mini SAS first. Yeah, let's do that. I believe that's in. And then... guess just bring it up. Could I route it through? I think I could. Maybe I could also route this through. Ooh. I've never been too much of a cable management freak. Like, I make my PCs look presentable, but not all this, but this is enticing. Let's see. Then I guess, can I just... I'm thinking... pull this SATA cable up through this 5 1/4 inch bay slot, and maybe our mini SAS up through there. I hope and pray that will fit. No, I don't think it will. Maybe it'll fit through. Yeah, that's nice. Pull the... That's the beauty of toolless design. You can just pull stuff whenever, wherever to make it the slightest bit easier. Like that. That's the SAS drives hooked up. And there's the SATA. Oh, that's nice. I want to reroute that SATA actually. It's crossing over and doing all kinds of stuff. That seems like a bad idea back here. Alright, now I just pray that fits with the back panel on, but it's not, you know, exactly the most biggest difference out there, but it is nice. Just that much less. Oh, this has floppy power connectors. That's nice. Yeah, it's all loomed up nicely up here. I'm not excited for when I need to pull those floppy connectors out, pull the PCI out. I think it's probably just easier if I use the next one down here. That's plugged in. Excuse me. And I'll just plug this in. And I guess route these up here for safekeeping if ever I add more hard drives. Let's see. All kinds of dust in here. Probably should have took that out. And then I guess I'll just trying to see. I don't see any markings of what SATA is which, so I guess I'll just plug this in there. Could I do the same thing with this? I can. Oh boy. and it just reaches. Yeah, that one's certainly nicer than the alternative. It's not really a great straight cable there, but having it tucked up behind there hides it nicely. Oh, then our evil Windows SSD. Oh, there we go. I've actually decided against this. Oh god. Because this is a DRAM-less SSD. So then really your only benefit over a mechanical disk is theoretically, what is it? Just reliability. And I have a 500 gigabyte Samsung SSD sitting in my main PC that I'm not currently using. So I figure I'll quickly pull that out real quick and then just use that. That was originally intended to be for a Linux install, but I never got around to that because of the complications of setting up the dual boot with a pre-existing Windows install. Alright, here's that Samsung SSD. I just went ahead and swapped that 8 one into the other PC for shits and giggles. I'll pull the SATA cable off this computer I've got lying here. Oh, there's the boot chine of my main PC. I just started it up after I installed that 8 drive. When I was younger, like probably 11 to 13, I was really into, the best way I can describe it is Windows ricing, along with like old Windows versions. I say old, they aren't that old, but like Vista and 7. So like I've got WinArrow Tweaker on that. I don't think I'm actually, well yeah, that boot chime is one of the features actually. And what else? OpenShell. OpenShell personally is still a must on any Windows system. Just because the new start menus are garbage, to put it bluntly. And I'll install that SSD there, and then after all the care I've taken with the other drives, just sort of, so I'll do a good job. This one, maybe, sort of, I don't know. I don't know, it pans out how it pans out. Eh? Yeah. That's good enough for now. I'm not really too concerned with airflow until I get a GPU in, which I do plan on doing. I think what's in here will be fine for now. Yeah. I guess get it buttoned up all the way. Oh, hey! I should install my RAM. I almost forgot. Then I'd be stuck with 16 gigs single channel. There we go. That's maybe one of the best RAM clicks I've ever heard. Guess do the back panel next. This is the moment of truth, whether or not those cables will all fit, and it looks like they will. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, let's make this pretty for the camera for once. There we go. Oh, that's some lovely framing there. Hand up. Thank you. Yeah, so that's the build itself done for now. I expect this will be part one of a trilogy. So this is just the majority of the bulk of the hardware installation. Next episode, I suppose, will be all the software. So installing the operating system, setting up the dual. I really wish there was some way to better mount this side of the cage. Then again, you know, you aren't just putting the drives, taking the drives in and out all day, so yeah. Yeah, so part one is this. It's just the bulk of the build, putting all the drives in, wiring them together. Part two will be the software, installing operating systems, setting up RAID, and the dual boot. And part three will be all of the other little minor hardware upgrades. I have, for example, a USB card, 3 card liner. Buddy, will you go back? I know that probably looks like an earthquake to you guys since you're on this shaky old phone stand. Yeah, I have a little USB 3 card that I might put in one of these. This also, maybe you noticed, I didn't point it out explicitly, but it has legacy PCI, which could be potentially fun to play with. I also want to put a serial port in here. I have a serial port around somewhere, though I'm not sure where exactly, because I do make use of those often enough to warrant it. I actually use a Palm 3, what is it? Here it is, Palm 3 XE. Ooh, it's playing solitaire right now. But here, I'll show you what I use it for mostly. My truck, the S10, is not done yet, but it's very close. But one of the issues, I don't recall if I pointed that out, is that the the SOC gauge won't work, because regardless of whether it depends on amp counting or voltage, it's going to be different with the lithium iron phosphate batteries that I'm installing. So I've actually found an app. This screen is horrific with reflections. God, that is off. Hi. But let's see. Yeah, you can just see my reflection, that's all. But this right here is actually a program that hooks up to the ALDL port. It's physically OBD2, but it's a different specification electronically. And EV1 dash. Yeah, so this it'll calculate your range, SOC, etc. Records your amp draw and everything. And you can actually customize it to be, you can change the charge curve, you can, or discharge curve rather, and the how many amp hours your battery holds, etc. So this is basically essential for using an EV1 in the modern era, which I know does not apply to many people, but by extension I need a serial port. Right now, graphics card is not essential. DisplayPort HDMI work fine for me with whatever integrated graphics this has. Because this isn't my gaming computer. I have a very nice PC with you know, a Ryzen 5 and an RTX 3060 to handle all that. So yeah, I'm planning on moving all of the components of my main PC over into this chassis at some point, because I'm headed off to college this fall, and you know, I don't have space for multiple computers or a crap ton of DVD and floppy drives hanging off the front USBs. So this allows me to internalize them. It's also just a very sturdy case, really nice. It has a lot better ventilation, surprisingly, than you'd get with a real gamery case like the NZXT. I want to say it's H500 that my other PC has, which is just, you know, the front panel is just flat. Has more storage options, more expansion. From a practicality standpoint, it's much nicer. This is actually the most storage I've ever had in a PC, I believe. Let's see, count it all up. There's, so, a 2 terabyte SSD, 4 terabyte hard drive, so that's 6 terabytes, 900 gigabytes with the SAS drives there, and then an extra 500 gigabytes with the Windows SSD, so that's 7.4 terabytes. And then I've also got an external drive that's 8 terabytes that I'm planning on hooking up to this. So that's a shit ton of storage. Not sure what I'm gonna do with all that, but you know, I somehow managed to fill up my 1 terabyte drive on, you know, my current desktop just about. And I've got about not 512 gigabytes in its entirety, but I'm quickly filling up my 512 gigabyte external drive that I use for music. What's the deal with this? Why aren't you going in? Come on. These are too good of a fidget. You know, I've heard horror stories of these 10,000 RPM drives where, you know, you have to release them, pull them out slightly, let them spin down, and then you can pull them out. I've heard horror stories. Oh god, that's the one. Oh, it does go back in now. Fantastic. But I've heard stories about people who did not wait for them to spin down, just yanked them out, and they flew all over the room. Caused all sorts of damage. It's probably best for my own safety that I just keep them locked up. Man, what does the lock work anyway? I see, so then it just prevents you from pulling that little tab there. Okay. Alright, well, that's it for now, folks. I'll see you all in part 2.